One of my favorite things to do is to introduce you to the Golden Rule Student of the Month. And so, let it be done. His name is Neil Pandey, and he's a 15-year-old student at the American Leadership Academy in Queen Creek. Hey, first of all, I'm delighted to meet you, Neil, and congratulations on the award. You know, this is a big deal.
Yes, I am sure it is.
And the people at Bash's, one of the sponsors of the Golden Rule choices, along with the Agree people, named you the Golden Rule Student of the Month. Give me the first reason why you think they did it.
I think they did it because of they thought that my project was like good and it demonstrated the golden rule.
And what was that project? Let's talk to the audience about that.
Oh, the project, it was where I made deaf-friendly masks that had a clear window where where people who are deaf or hard of hearing could like read lips in order to understand what people are saying.
And who gets those? Do you distribute them too?
I usually just ship it out to like deaf families, deaf residential centers, deaf schools, ASL teachers, in sign language interpreters, grocery stores.
I can particularly appreciate, Neil, the value of those see-through plexiglass masks, because one of the people that I work with in broadcasting has a very serious hearing problem, and she can't understand anybody if they're wearing the normal cloth mask. But the see-through masks make it all the difference in the world. And so she would be very, very appreciative for what you've done. Talk about the Golden Rule and where you found out about it. Did it start at home?
Well, something interesting is that, do you remember my brothers, Nikhil and Naveen Pandey, or no?
Absolutely.
Yes, so I heard of it through there, and I, attended the banquet, when they sold the oranges. So that's when I first heard of the Golden Rule. A neighbor had nominated me for the Golden Rule. Had nominated them for the Golden Rule, not me. But yeah, that was when I first heard of it. Prior to that, I had not heard of the Golden Rule.
Well, our community is deeply indebted to your entire family because you're talking about a group of people who live by the Golden Rule. One final thought before we run out of time. Do you ever get a chance to share the Golden Rule principles with any of the other students? Do they listen to you?
Yes, I do. I'm a member of the Boy Scouts of America, and the Golden Rule principle is a key aspect of just scouting in general. So, like living by the Golden Rule or performing the Golden Rule is kind of a key aspect of scouting, and usually I encourage scouts to do so in my leadership position.
Every time we meet one of the Golden Rule Students of the Month, I keep thinking, you know what, the future of our country is really in pretty good hands. Like Neil Pandey, the latest recipient of the Golden Rule Student of the Month. Thank you, Neil.
No, thank you for having me.